definitely fantasy news that we need to talk about, and that's Tyreek Hill, who we've been alluding to for, I don't know, months now. And he's not going to get suspended at all. Now, we were speculating, like, man, his career could be over. He could miss an entire season. He could miss 6 games. He could miss 4 games. How about 0? Nothing. He's not going to miss anything. And so, as kind of dirty and slimy and stuff as it makes me feel thinking about where do I draft this guy, this is a real heavyweight in fantasy, and this is a fantasy show, so we're going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Tyreek Hill, I mean, he could be the wide receiver 1. If that happened, it's not like you'd be like, man, never saw that coming. Sure, you see it coming. It's totally possible. I imagine you at least have to have him in your top 5.
Oh yeah, he's my 4th receiver right now, 14 overall. And could he be number 1 receiver? Of course he could. He was last year. So this guy, I mean, is there a bigger fantasy wrecking ball that can just take your lineup and just destroy you if you're facing him, or just vault your team that you seem to have no chance up to a victory? There's no one that does that quite like Tyreek Hill. So the fact that he's not going to miss any time is insane. We kind of covered this thinking it was a 4-game suspension just a couple episodes back in 87, but now it's just even more so. Those positive gainers, Tyreek and Mahomes, and those negative losers, Watkins and Hardman, it's just a little bit more extreme in both directions now. Like I said, Tyreek Hill right around that first round, second round cusp for me. I always have, it's interesting debate to me, like, what is the first chief you'd take? Because there's Kelsey, there's Hill, and then now, like, Damian Williams is the clear lead back. Those 3 kind of are right in my 12 to 16 range altogether, and I keep constantly sorting which one I'm going to take. But
and then you got Mahomes as your undisputed top quarterback.
Exactly,
too. So,
of course.
There's a lot of Chief action up top.
Tons. If you can get Chiefs, you want to load up on those big offenses, as we always talk about in fantasy. But right now, Tyreek Hill is my favorite personal Chief, the one that I have the highest out of all those guys. Pat Mahomes regains that kind of own tier. Speaking of that guy, I had him kind of more lumped in with the Lux, the Baker Mayfields, without his top most explosive weapon. But now that he's going to have Tyreek Hill for a full season, there's no reason to expect this guy to be anything less than what he was last year. In fact, they add McCole Hardman and bring more 4.3 speed to that cannon arm. He could be even more dangerous, which is just crazy to me. So he regains his own tier. The negative, though, of course, is Sammy Watkins, who we were expecting to be kind of a top 5 upside style guy if he was that lead number 1 of God himself, Pat Mahomes. He would have been, a dominant type of target hog. Now it's like 3rd, 4th on the target totem pole when you got Tyreek Hill, Damian Williams, Travis Kelce soaking him. He's going to have his big games, but it's going to be really tough to predict him. So outside of best ball, I'm not going to have much Sammy Watkins exposure. There's no more, no real upside to stomaching the huge injury risk that comes with him. And other than that, the whole offense benefits when you got a guy like Tyreek Hill, so more underneath room for Travis Kelce. A lot of people saying he's going to get a huge target bump if Hill's out there. I rather have Hill there for Kelce. You get more scoring chances, more underneath room to roam. Same with Damian Williams. I like that the field is being stretched even more when you have Tyreek Hill. So as much as I hate that he's getting 0 games, if I completely disagree, that entire offense takes a huge step forward when you got its most explosive playmaker out there. And fantasy, you got to obviously adjust your rankings for this guy.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it, but he's my number 1 Chief too.
You see a lot of these where people are like, oh, I could never draft him because I'd never want to root for the guy. Are you in that train? Or are you able to separate yourself from that kind of fantasy versus humanity type of thing?
All right, so first of all, I understand that sentiment. It's not like I don't get it. I really do. And I think it's not like there are people that I absolutely would not draft, although I feel like there's been somebody in the past that maybe I said that about. I'm not sure. But I think with me, it more comes down to if there's someone I feel that way about, I probably won't end up getting them because it's probably like if I'm on the fence and it's them and somebody else, I would probably take the other person and then someone else would snap that guy up. So I generally don't end up with people that just disgust me personally on my team, but I don't think it's as strong as just like, no, I won't touch that guy because my convictions are what they are. I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm the same boat. I mean, if I'm not taking him, my opponent's going to be taking him. I'm going to be facing him. So you just got to, I'm giving fantasy advice, not moral advice. Right. I'm not talking about ethics here. Like it's
Our moral advice show is on Wednesdays. We do a show just about morals and ethics and just how you should be living your lives because we're definitely qualified to tell you how to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, us trash bag humans aren't going to be giving moral advice anytime soon.
I know. The show actually is called Trash Bags.
Trash Bag Moral Advice featuring the Truth and Wolf.
truth in the world.
We should do
on
that. That'd be a great show.
I would absolutely, I would subscribe to that.
We'd get our we'd get our usuals, Link Clegg, Scott Brooks, Steve Phil, Jordan. They'd all tune in. Our usual Wolfpack guys. Yeah. No, but at the end of the day, you just got to try to separate the two and just root. If you're not rooting for the player, root for fantasy points and kind of separate them in your head or whatever you have to do to justify it. Like at the end of the day, people do that with their favorite teams. Oh, I can't draft Peyton Manning because I'm a Patriots fan.
No, I don't do anything like that.
You can't limit your talent pool for any reason, and I know it's scummy, but if somebody else is putting him against you if you don't take him. So just think about his fantasy points and not the player and the off-field pass. Yeah, it's a whole different field and a whole different game.